There is a whole lot that goes into growing or starting a Minecraft YouTube channel. And so today we are going to start off with a weekly review where we go and take a look at some of your Minecraft YouTube channels. And with as someone that has over 2,000 or two different YouTube channels, both monetized, I've definitely learned some tips and tricks from the game over the years that I am excited to be able to give to you. So I hope that you all are excited for that. And this is my first time trying to do a live stream just like this. So you'll have to let me know how it goes. But I did want to give a quick reminder just as we go into week one that if you would ever like to have your channel reviewed, you're more than welcome to take a look at the link in the description below. And there you will be able to fill out an application and we'll take a look at it for the next week. Hey Ace, you're on the list today. And Drift, what's going on? What's going on? I hope that you guys are excited for this. I know that I definitely am. Definitely a new style as well, but I think I've learned a lot over the years. So once again, I think that hopefully this will be helpful for everybody. And so when I was doing my research, I ended up coming across a couple of trends when I was looking at the channels that we'll go into. And we'll go over the three kind of common trends that I saw, and then we'll go into a couple of different channels, 6 actually, that you guys have submitted. And then at the end, we'll leave a little bit of time for some Q&A. If you would like to have any questions, any specific things that you would like to discuss when it comes to your channel, we have a bunch of awesome content creators in the chat right now. So a great community to ask questions and kind of get feedback from one another. Now, the first thing that I saw is kind of when it comes to thumbnail consistency and design, it's really important, I think, to have a portfolio feel to your homepage and the videos that you're putting out. Not only does that help the viewer kind of have something to come back to over time, and yes, it's good to be experimenting with different types of thumbnails, but if you go all over the place too much, that can be bad for your channel. And it's very easy when you are in the thick of it and making your own channel to see and think that you are really being consistent, but it's easier when you're looking from an outsider's point of view, which is the point of these kind of reviews, to be able to see it. So we'll talk a little bit about that. And then some text-heavy thumbnails. There's definitely much more of a trend nowadays in YouTube to have thumbnails that are a little bit more on the simplistic kind of end. One word, a little bit more bold and very intriguing. Definitely punchier text, as you can see, 1 to 3 words right here. And so I'm seeing a lot of a ton of text. And there's times where you can and should put it in, but for the most part, the rule of thumb is to leave some of the text away from there. And then just some missed opportunities for storytelling. Once again, showing that intrigue. Really having your visual, that packaging along with the title is so important when it really comes to getting that click. And as you know, if you don't get the click, then you don't get the view, and so on and so forth when it comes to the subscribe or whatever it is that you're looking for. Now, when it comes to introductions right here, this is something that I've been working a lot on over time, and just focusing and putting more time into both the thumbnails and the introductions has pretty much doubled my YouTube growth. And it's totally worth, as you may have heard before, on YouTube to spend a little bit of extra time on both of these things, really the packaging, along with the third thing that we'll talk about in a second here, which is the average view duration. So really, when I look back at my edits, I really try to, as much as I can, get that intro done, especially with the call to action if possible. And you don't always want to have one, and we'll talk about that later. We really want to get to it within about 15, maximum 30 seconds or so. before you get on to the next kind of chapter, even if it's still introductory in the video. And so what happens from the viewer standpoint is just, why should I care? Now, if you have a lot of cinematics in your videos and visuals and quality there, well, that is a payoff. And so you don't necessarily have to have a hook, but you do need to have a visual hook. So starting with static talking or calm gameplay, instead of a punchy visual moment, one of the creators that we'll go into in a little bit, they have a really great idea behind their content, and the hook itself, the idea behind the video, was really good, but instead of having a punchy visual, it was pretty much one of the make or break things that was taking them away from more views. And then right here, having no clear topic or outcome. The intro didn't set up what the viewer would learn or experience at the end. One thing that I've really been seeing recently as much as possible is that you do kind of want to set up the video and sort of at least give a foundational storyboard or storyline. And you can do that even more, you can do it retroactively. You can just play the game and then start to kind of create the story from there. But the more that you can when you are kind of recording and going from cut to cut, to be able to really give that progression towards an outcome within every single one of your videos. If you think about storytelling, you do want to have the beginning, the middle, and the end. So you do want to make that as clear as possible when it comes to the storytelling of the video. And then also right here, when it comes to average view duration right here, once again, without that hook, a sharp drop off in the first 15 seconds, oftentimes it's the pacing or not really, giving that clear topic or that outcome as we were talking about earlier. And then mid-video drag as well. It's really good to, in the middle of the video, to keep people watching throughout, give them a reason to stay as well. And then once again, if you are not really giving as much of a storyline as you could be, then you have unclear video progression right here. And if the video, if there isn't enough of a visual payoff or an audio payoff, just really exciting commentary, and it's just really unclear video progression, or the point of the video is not for it to just be spread out everywhere, then it's going to be difficult for the viewer to want to continue to watch. And so we are going to go into a bunch of different YouTubers, and we'll take a look at their channels, and I will give them, or I'll give you guys a little bit of my expertise and my thoughts, and I'd love to hear, for those of you guys that are hanging out down here, what you guys think as well. And so the first creator that we have right here is Kartikshna. And sorry if I butchered that. They have 4 subscribers. They play games to entertain their audience, as many of them do, or many of us do. We have that creator creeper logo right there, and then the halo. Very cool. I don't think it's necessarily to have the text in front of your profile picture, because you do have that name right there. So that could be a little bit more appealing, but the red and the purple with the contrast is definitely a good standout right there. So you're on a good foot right there, but I think that this, when you think about looking farther away at the profile picture, it can kind of just confound and add too much to the profile picture, where sometimes you want to have it a little bit more punchy, and this can kind of take it away from that. And so what we will do is we will head over here and we'll get over to your channel. And it looks like it is nighttime in the forever world. That is okay. Hopefully I do not end up getting slayed by any mobs. And we'll give you that subscribe right there will be number 41. But one thing that you'll see as a trend as we're looking through these YouTube channels is that we want to be looking for outliers, the ones that are doing exponentially well, and then you want to think about a little bit more about how we can reenact that, even if we're looking for other themes and other sort of types of playthroughs. So the first one, and Kartikshna, you actually ended up sending this to me. So we'll take a look at this one first. And then when I was looking through your channel, I also noticed we have an outlier a little bit right here with 123, and then especially right here, our most watched video with 217 views. And so we'll talk a little bit about thumbnail design, but first we'll head on in here.
मेरे बारे में भूल गए कोई बात नहीं I'll introduce myself. So I'm Karthik Sinha.
And so I like this. We'll pause right here very quickly. I like the use of replay mod. I think that having that extra visual standout is really important. But camera angles can be really, really important here. So if we had this, see here, this is cutting through the floor. Now, I do have a replay mod starter kit where you can kind of learn within 1 hour how I make my cinematics, and you're more than welcome to take a look at that. But one important thing that you can also do is kind of cut a little bit more. So you can start your cut right there. You don't have to start 10 seconds in if the shot in the frame isn't looking good. So I think that would be a good place to start. And then let's see, it looks like the highest quality that we have right here is 720p. So also an important thing is just trying to have the highest quality content possible.
So, I'm Karthik Sinha.
And then don't get me wrong, this is a cool animation, but you know, if we were to officially start the video at 10 seconds and then this is what fills the screen and it says I'm Kartishna, although this is cool and you can definitely put this into the video at a later point in time, I do think that you could, or you should, keep this until a little bit later, because if you think for the audience within the first 3 seconds, although yes, you do want to shout yourself out, you want to also think about the payoff that you've been able to give them, and we're not quite seeing it right here, if that makes sense, just because we're only about 3 seconds in. So that can make people feel like this is too much, right? Instantly with that click.
This is my application for the Genesis SMP.
And then the same thing right there with the Genesis SMP, just it flashes too quickly and it's too big a little bit. You could also have it be a little bit slower.
And I qualify for all the criteria except for the time management.
Now, once again, you can see that for me, I was starting to be like, okay, you know, you're just talking while walking around in the ice, but then going through the next, you know, replay mod angle, I think can be helpful.
Try to save some time. And
but once again, when I get right here, I would cut out to a new scene. So once again, if you ever want to learn the tips, we do have that replay mod pack. And so yeah, just thinking, let's see a little bit more, like see a little bit more about this.
So actually, मेरे village पर villagers and I'll protect it. Oh, आ गए villagers. रुको.
So yeah, it's cool. I think that there's a lot that you can do in order to pretty quickly improve your cinematic skills right here. And I do think that there's a lot of potential. I think that when it comes to this little clip right here, I think that you don't have to have the glitch, and maybe work about trying to improve the pacing. You don't have to have it as fast, actually.
So this is me, and this.
It's great to introduce yourself right there with your village.
So actually, मेरे village पर villagers.
Actually, I do like the pacing. I just think that a lot of people by this point, it's great to see you, but do you want to be associated with these sort of very high-pitched and in-the-face glitch sounds, if that makes sense? It's cool that we got replay mod in the hashtag right there. So that's my thoughts on that first little bit. And then I wanted to talk a little bit about thumbnail design as well. So This one got more more views, and then this one right here got our most views. And so one thing that we're going to talk a little bit about the videos that maybe did not perform as well is that we're seeing down here, we have a lot of text on the screen. Once again, we don't want to have all of this, unless you're putting all of the survival series kind of down into one little logo. Now, I actually really like this, the All About Me. Maybe it could just be brighter. There could be something else going on with that. But when you look at the videos that are performing better, the application for Genesis, well, we have your character that's very well outlined, where you can see on your most recent one, it's kind of, if you actually look at it, it's kind of, at first glance, it's going to take you a couple of seconds to actually think about what could be going on even with your character. And so people aren't going to click on it. And so this kind of is in the way. A lot of text, once again, kind of too much going on. We could probably say the same right here. It's kind of hard to really tell what's going on. But this is a little bit more contrasty, right? So you can get more of an idea for what's going on. And then Genesis SMP could be a little bit smaller, I think. But genuinely speaking, it's not a bad idea. I think that it's cool, the idea of you having the earth in the background, but it's not very Minecrafty. And if you're going for, again, a Minecraft audience, then this isn't going to really get you there. And so really thinking about who it is that you are trying to reach, if that makes sense. Yeah, Ace, I totally agree. One of my favorite things when I watched this video earlier, and one of my favorite things about it is the transition from third person to first person and then back and forth in replay mod. I think that's one of the best things done in the entire video here. And so when it comes to our most popular video, I want you to notice that the videos that are a little bit more easy to tell that it's about Minecraft, even like this is a very, and I do believe that you're Hindi, I've seen this in a lot of kind of East Asian sort of Minecraft thumbnails, and they're very popular. We have more contrast. It's a little bit more simple. We could have had the text right here. If I zoom in, we could have had the text right here. Where'd it go? This could be a little bit clearer of text, and so you could actually just update that if you wanted to. This video only came out 1 month ago. So there's a lot that you could still do here. I built a new base in Minecraft. There's a question mark and it's blacked out. So there's the appeal there. I just think that it could be a little bit higher resolution. I think that could be very helpful for you. But then we have the heart right there. So very much more Minecraft on theme, which is something that we see a lot more. And I think that that's familiar for the audience if you take a look back. So that makes sense. Along with this sort of thumbnail design right here. This is a little bit more old school. So this got a little bit more views too. And then the XP orbs, I'm sure, really brought people to this video right here. And then they saw your character and then the cobblestone. So I would just say a little bit less text. And then if we click into here, I took a look at this video too.
I hope कि बहुत अच्छे हो गए and welcome back to a brand new video। और अभी बहुत ज़्यादा दुख है क्योंकि हम अभी जस्ट एक फेल्ड इंट्रो नहीं, एक फेल्ड वीडियो रिकॉर्ड एंड तुम लोगों को पता हो इसलिए बता दे रहे हैं कि उस वीडियो में हम एक नया
Now, I watched through earlier, but from a viewer perspective, at this point in time, I would probably be gone. And the reason for that is, well, for the last about 10 to 15 seconds when you're trying to get your new viewer right here, you are talking and it sounds like pretty good commentary, but at the same time, you're kind of just walking around your base and looking down at the grass. Now, one thing I've thought a lot about, and I've learned from other YouTubers, is that if you guys can see me moving around right here, when I'm recording as much as possible, although my camera is zoomed in, I really want to make sure that where I'm looking at, I'm not ever really looking down at the ground. I'm always pretty much looking up, or looking more importantly at something that would be more visually aesthetic for the viewer, because I think that that can be much more helpful. So that, along with, again, having those extra visual elements, that extra punch, that can make, oh no, my screen, my, oh no. Give me 1 second. Technical issues. This is frustrating. 1 second. Okay, there we go. Apologies about that. And let me grab a quick sip of water too. So without switching the scene transition, without being able to look at other things, and especially look at what you've built, which is probably what the viewer wants to see, for the first couple seconds of the video, we're just looking at the other things. Now, this is a good fresh start right here, and you're filling in the viewer. So I like that, but pretty much instantly after, a couple seconds in, you just start looking at the ground. So that is an easy way, very easy way to get more viewers, I would say. And then I did watch a little bit fewer. For the next minute or so, it's the same thing, just talking and looking at the ground. So from the viewer standpoint, you would just be gone. So there's a whole lot with, extra scenes, and then we have a big cat in the screen right there, which can kind of be just jarring for the viewer. And then the same thing right here, a massive subscribe icon. And so if you look from a viewer's perspective, once again, you can think, well, I haven't really had much value given, unless you're talking about groundbreaking things here, if that makes sense. All I've seen is you saying hello to me, looking at the ground and talking for a minute, and then I saw a big cat in my face for a prayer, and then I'm having a massive subscribe icon blasted in my face. And so you want to front load in this first 2 minutes right here. This is where you want to front load a whole ton of value, because if people are like, oh, well, it's the first 2 minutes and they've already provided me a whole ton of value, well, they're probably going to do the same throughout the rest of the video. So I'm going to keep on going on, if that makes sense. So our next channel review for today is going to a good Minecraft buddy that I ended up meeting recently, and he's been streaming pretty consistently, is a self-reported Minecraft expert, has 3.83 thousand subscribers with 43 videos, and he also asks a specific question. What specific advice are you looking for to grow, if any? And then that was a question for the prompt, sorry. How to improve the flow of my videos from animation to gameplay. Up to you what you want to review. No need to review my Minecraft knowledge. I'm already an expert. Now, this man is definitely an expert builder, as I was hanging out with him on stream this morning. But we will actually subscribe to him here on the second channel as well. And before we get into any videos or anything like that, I did just want to bring some attention to some good things that I see going on when it comes to the thumbnail or the profile picture and the banner design. So it's really good in particular to be able to work with a color theme. And so you can kind of see the sun right here in the orange in the profile picture. And then you can also see the sun in the orange and almost the rays, those themes that are in between both of these. The blue behind your profile picture almost kind of gives that contrast in a way that the clouds give right here. So these are really good things. And then we have the clouds on the bottom as well. So these are all really good things. And then we see some really cool builds as well. Now you have your name, and we also have Minecraft, skits, building, turtles, and let's play. Now, I think the one thing we could do to add to this a little bit more, we could probably do maybe some different text, maybe make it bigger. And then the bottom line right here, I think that you could actually space it out somehow in a way that's a bit more visually appealing. I think that having the periods next to everything as a viewer, and then the question mark, I think that it kind of bundles it all a bit more together, although the flappy dappy up top is good. So that would just give the viewer a little bit more visual appeal, I believe. Now, I think that the description, which can be very funny and a very important part of a YouTube channel, is that we have a very funny and just quick description right there. And then if you want to check out Discord and all of the links right there, they're very easy to access. So that's a good thing. I am a believer of having one link on your profile if you really want to bring people to one place in particular, but this is still a good look right here. Now, when it comes to the thumbnails right here, once again, we're going to look around and try to find the outliers. So right here, we have 2.7 views. We have 3.3 K right there. We have another 1.1K, and then how YouTube changed my life. This is a very popular theme, and I've done this one before with 5,000. So when you're looking around right here, it looks like going for a couple of different types of themes while figuring it out has been helpful for you, and doing some tutorials. So linking nether portals, that's very helpful, especially in the new Minecraft update. So that's gonna just be something that will be a valuable resource for people. And then it seems like you did the same thing, kind of followed up and actually had more success. So biggest changes to Minecraft, the update. So it looks like, just based on not even clicking in right here, that it looks like something that would be very helpful. So as you continue to do your other things, an option that's very available for you is to, every once in a while, as a part of your content regimen, do give these sorts of educational and helpful resources. And that's what I do in my channel. Not only do they perform well, they usually can act as an evergreen source of content, which usually means more money on YouTube as well. And the views will just continue to accrue over time. And so I think that this is helpful. And then you can even think bigger ideas right here, because this is going to be time locked. After 1.21 tricky trials, well, there's the growth on this is going to lock out at some point in time. But you can use this style that we see right here as in other, think about even broader formats in order to have more success. So that's a really big thing that is worth it for everyone to check out, I think. Look at your outliers and be like, well, even if it's not something that I want to do all of the time, how can I add it to my regimen and to my schedule in a way that will help me get more viewership? And usually, when you have more viewership, then they'll look at your other things. So that's very important to keep in mind. Yeah, I would agree, Ace. The intro has a lot of visual edits, but not the audio quality. And audio quality can be so incredibly important as well. And so other things that are just really good when it comes to Minecraft YouTube in particular. Well, right here, this is just clean looking for the biggest changes to the Minecraft update right here. And then also just the use of the arrows that you can see. Like, those are a really good idea to have. Also, I've found that having a simple thumbnail like this, where you have one thing and then two words, one or two words with a period at the end. That's a good way to lead with some intrigue. And you could do this style too. In 5 secret ways expert builders use this item in Minecraft. You could every once in a while just have a whole series like that. And you could absolutely just pop off. And that could just bleed into the rest of your content. I just kind of rinsing and repeating. And sometimes you just have to do more of the good things that you're doing. And then for the Nether portal one that we see right here, how to link Nether portals in the new Minecraft update. I don't even think that you necessarily need all of the text, actually, with them talking to one another, although I think it's a funny thing. I think that if you actually use just the arrows, and even maybe one piece of text, and maybe even shortens the cut in between right here, that could completely even one up the thumbnail design, just really show how they're linking in another visual sort of way besides them talking to one another. And then also if you package the title in another way, if this is still applicable, since this is 11 months ago, people are going to be like, oh, it's not the new Minecraft update, the new one that came out today. So if there's another way to package this and it's still applicable, you could make this even more evergreen if you just switch this up. And so that's a very good idea too. And so yeah, I like this this thumbnail, the most recent one. Although it could be a little bit more framed in, the build is cut off at the top, but you can see that there's a lot of progress that's being done here. And then this one right here has some good elements of thumbnail design, but one thing that a lot of people could do, and we see it a little bit more here, is have a little bit more of a flat frame. And we see it right here. This is very kind of just flat, right? Where this is a little bit more of a fishbowl effect and farther away. And so that difference can make a huge difference. And this is flatter looking too. So lowering your FOV when you make thumbnails, when you're in the game, or I make my thumbnails in replay mod, these are all really helpful things. And so yeah, Flappy is a great guy. He's a good friend, and he's got some really great things going on and is very dedicated. So please take a look at his channel. And I'm very excited, and I'd love to hear what sort of other feedback you have for everybody as well. All right, and so our next content creator that we will be talking about today is Ace8. Oh, actually, what specific advice are you looking for to grow, if any? How to improve the flow of my videos from animation to gameplay? No need to review my Minecraft knowledge. I'm already an expert. Let's go back very quickly. I know that he's referencing his most recent video, and then we'll get back to Ace. Yeah, Flappy has great stuff. Ace, I've been I've been a big fan of his recently. You can't see it right now, but he must have taken them off. His live streams, he's been live streaming like every day. It's been great. Okay, well, he put a lot of work into this video, so we'll let it play out for a second or so. And I'm sorry if you guys can't totally hear it. I'm trying to have it as loud as it can be.
How to build, somebody would probably actually love it. Your family has never been more disappointed. Who would even say that? I am an expert builder. That's ridiculous. Nobody will actually love me. Who would even say that? Oh. Wait a minute. I love you, Mom and Dad. Knew it was this pressure I'm feeling. I can feel it through my body. It's sinking down. Good morning. everybody. My name is Flappy Dappy, and you just got farted. This video is going to be a quick recap of everything we've done this week on the New Era SMP. If you want to watch the full VODs, I actually stream everything from Monday to Thursday every week between 5 a.m. and 7 a.m. Eastern. If you haven't been here before, then we need to start with the most iconic friendship that has ever been made. This is Bob the Panda, my best friend. Let's go through the lore.
Now, as you can see, that is an example of a really good intro. The one thing that I think may even just be cutting people off is starting with just this one perspective. And I really mean it. The question that we asked is how to improve the transitions. And my answer is with another visual angle to start off. If you're going to do it in the intro, then a specific gameplay angle that usually looks like something in your screen like so. If we had started here, that could have made a massive difference. Or even if you had used replay mod or something like that in order to just show the sign as opposed to just having all of these little things, your hotbar, although it's cool, could take people off. I like the totem and I like the different little icons, but starting with this one angle right here, if you think about just someone that has never met you before, that can just do a massive change. Starting off here, that looks so much more professional speaking. Now, when it comes to transitioning out of that, I think that you did a really great job, and there's much more examples throughout the video.
What to do. After running away, I decided.
This is a user choice right here, having the speed lines on the side. And I think that this is a great personal choice, and you can continue on with this. But doing a zoom in or a zoom out transition could also help you with that. But all in all, once again, a fantastic creator, definitely worth taking a look at as we get into Ace 8, who has 400 subscribers. And I think I subscribed, if not, I'm subscribed on the main channel. If not on the second one, we'll do it in a second. 400 subscribers, definitely take a look at him. And what specific advice are you looking for to grow, if any? And he said, I'm currently fresh out of ideas, and I would like some honest feedback on the quality of the content, both shorts and longer videos. And Ace, I didn't actually look at the shorts, but I did look at some of the longer form videos, and we'll talk about it. So let's get your link right here, and we'll head back over here. Oh, I think you're probably right. Boom, we'll subscribe on the second channel. 401. Go send him a sub, y'all. And I think I can fix this very quickly. I think that should work, and we'll have to find out. And probably take out my desktop audio right there. Okay, so in terms of really good, actually, let me grab a quick sip of water. Okay, so in terms of really good things that we have going on right here, I personally think that the profile picture and the banner are really good looking. I don't think that you need to have the little box like that. Because it's Minecraft related, the little question mark right here, this makes me think Mario, and yes, it's gaming theme, but your vibe is a little bit more cartoony and a little bit more refined and medieval and like a soothing in a family friendly kind of way. So that's really great packaging. Hi, welcome to my channel. I specialize in Minecraft, but I might post some other games as well. Now, I think that you could do even more when it comes to the description. It's great. Welcome to your channel, but you know, the homepage is a welcome to everybody's channel, right? So you're kind of repeating what everyone's already doing, where you could say something right here to a stand out or be funny or be personal or be unique or just describe what it is that you're actually doing right here. And I think that could be helpful, whether it be like, I make multi-gaming let's plays, or I like gaming challenges, or, you know, whatever it is, or just something simple like gaming but simplified, or, you know, whatever it is that you want to bring out, if that makes sense. But then when we go into our videos right here, we are going to do once again the outlier theory to see if there's anything that we would like to do that could be more repeatable. And so one thing that I do want to go back and talk about when it comes to our criteria right here is that we talked about thumbnail consistency and design, and the first bullet point right here was inconsistent style, right? And you'll actually see that on Ace's thumbnails right here, we do have a very consistent style. But if we really think about it, with this more recent style 4 months ago, as opposed to our content 5 years ago, that looks much more like Minecraft. Well, the much more like Minecraft stuff actually performed very well. This 10 years ago is 21,000 views, 9 years ago 1.6 thousand, 9 years ago 21,000 views, and then 4.9 thousand views, 2.3 thousand views, all of these older videos. Now, it looked like back then you wanted to niche a little bit more about lucky blocks, and so people definitely came to you for that. And so back then, if you had wanted to repeat it, or even if you wanted to now, you probably know a lot and could maybe do a lot with this. And so there's something to be said about that. But then, although I personally like how, you know, it's simple and it's contrasty and it stands out with these main thumbnail designs right here, and I can tell, you know, for example, this is a challenge, and this is a rift, and so you do have that visual appeal, and then hardcore Minecraft on a planet right here on the highest one. You see that visual appeal, but I bet you haven't thought about this. Hey, Platmorpher. Dude, 2 streams in one day, man. I bet you haven't thought about this, Ace. But the difference on what made this one successful versus the rest of them, or maybe this one even more successful on your most recent thumbnail design, is that for the viewer, the person that you actually want to watch the video, the Minecraft viewer, this is clearly Minecraft. If that makes sense. Like, this is clearly a globe, but it's kind of Minecraft. And we could do more to show that off, but you're showing off the idea of the Minecraft globe. And so people understand that and are interested enough to click on. And we're going to click onto this video and we'll talk about it in a second. But the same here. These are actual diamonds and actual TNT and gold blocks. Where although these top 3 have some Minecraft elements, and I really like how they're drawn, it looks like from the audience perspective, if it's only your drawings, then it's not initially going to resonate with the audience. Now, I think that the more you try, you can keep with a style that's similar to this, but I do think that the more you think about actually making sure that there's a bright front and center, like Minecraft visual element that's not just the hardcore hearts, I think that could be something that could help you with the recipe for success, or keep doing this, but find other ways of visually demonstrating this. And I'm going to show you guys something that is AI related right now. That is a tool that I'm not sponsored by, but this is absolutely insane. Okay, I'm going to save that from Ace, and then I'm going to head to Discord real quick. And let me know if you guys can see this. This is game changer. Oh, that's cool, Ace. And we have you right there. That is a very good way to have traffic come to your mods. And clearly they did very well. But if I go to here, this app called Pixels. Now, not only can I make thumbnails with it, but I can do a lot more, and I'm going to show you. Yeah, the Minecraft theming should just be more clear, and that's okay. So I'm going to hit recreate right here, okay? I'm going to take Ace's photo. I'm going to say, make me, or recreate this, but have an outer space background that is Minecraft themed. Instead of the Minecraft globe in the middle, make an actual subdrift. Oh, you saw yourself in the Discord too. Make me an actual globe of the, or of a Minecraft world. Make the text larger and more appealing. See, this is the button that that messes up my camera. Keep my avatar. Just so that we can keep you too. And let's see what happens. Because guys, this can be absolutely insane. And now, I do pay for the service now. You can do, I think, 3 thumbnail iterations for free. And then I just bought. It's been very, very helpful. And the thumbnail that you guys are watching this live stream on right now is made with this platform. And so it does take like a minute or so, but I'm very excited to see what we have. And Ace, I'll send this to you if it's cool, and you can just slap it on and see if maybe something happens. And I hope that you guys are having a good Tuesday. Platmorpher, we have already been hanging out for about 2 hours today. I got together. Look at that. Okay. Isn't that insane? Okay, I'm going to hit edit. I'm going to say repeat. Get rid of these things on the side. Okay. So it's going to generate it once again. And so anyway, while we wait for that to load on up, when it comes to this video right here, I think that one thing that we were talking about earlier, right here, when it comes to no visual hook in the introductions in the hooks part right here, starting with static talking or calm gameplay instead of a punchy visual moment. Now, the idea behind this video is fantastic, and I think that your commentary on it is really good as well. But I think that you could improve in first, right here, you're stating exactly what you're doing in a wonderful way with your character off the hook, but in the exact same way that this comes out like that. Look at that. Boom. Go to Discord. I'll send that to you right now, Ace. I don't ever know how to use Discord. I'm super bad at responding to people. Upload the file right here. So that is, guys, I mean, that is totally insane. Yeah, it is pretty sick. So these elements, right, like having the actual globe right there, like all of these things that could instantly, you know, make the difference. I'm gonna send this to you again, your original one, so we can look at the back and forth. Right? Which one would you click on? Like, I like the drawing, and I think that this is a cool design. But which one would you click on? Probably this one right here. So, those little tweaks, and you can always come back to your channel and do those sorts of things. And that can make a big difference. And so, the same idea with having an actual globe or actually showing the world, I think you could use replay mod and show a different angle and have this in the background while you're stating what you're doing, because this is great. But the white paper, I think, is just probably drawing people off, although it's a cool aesthetic, honestly. So boom. And even if you weren't using replay mod, imagine having something that is like this, right? Showing the globed world at the beginning. Like, give that extra visual hook, right? Like, what you're doing, the idea behind it is great, but we don't find out exactly what it looks like until, let's see how many seconds in. And again, we were talking earlier, the first 15 seconds is the most important part. We're at 17 seconds before we get into it, right? So these little things, although they don't seem that big in the grand scheme of things, they can really make a difference right there. And so then when we continue right here, imagine showing other viewpoints with other cinematic angles with the replay mod while you're talking right here. Those little tweaks, all of these, that will take that could, you know, take your video literally, you know, from a couple thousand views to, or from a couple hundred views to a couple thousand views. Oh, you can't hear the sound? Man, it just doesn't work. Let me play it again. It's probably going to be muffled.
This means my render distance is pretty low. I cannot really increase it at this point. It should be doing.
So, for another example, you just said, well, my render distance is pretty low. And I experienced that. And so just imagine showing another viewpoint, maybe up above, and you can see that the fog comes in and this is all you can see. You know, adding those little extra things can make all of the difference in the world. So, I don't know. Let me know what you think about that. Because I think you have some really good commentary and very good ideas and some good editing as well. A lot of really great skills. But YouTube, at the end of the day, is so much of a packaging game, right? And so seeing the actual Minecraft stuff, even though this is a TNT block, the difference makes all the difference, right? And the white background, as opposed to having something a little bit more colorful and pop-out-ish, could get you more reception on the same work that you're doing. Although you may have to let go of the theme that you've established for yourself a little bit more, if that makes sense. So yeah, anyway, this app is called Pixels, and I'm not related or to it whatsoever. um, but yeah, we will in just a second or so. I'm going to head to the bathroom. We have been streaming for just about an hour or so. We have a couple more people to talk about, which is Cuboid right here. I'm going to go to the bathroom very quickly, and then we will get on into it. All right, we're back. We're back. Ace, of course, dude, of course. And let me know, what do you guys think about the background, in terms of having me in the background like that? I'm hoping to do this more. So, if you would like to have your YouTube channel reviewed, definitely take a look either in the description below or take a look at the pinned comment for the live stream. It's a quick form. I'm sure the people that are in the video told you it probably can tell you it only took about a minute or so to fill out, and then we will get a pretty personal custom channel review. Hey, Sin, thank you so much. I'm excited to get to you. I'll get to you probably for next week. As you can see, I like to do some research and get it ready for you. It's a little bit more of a shout out, I think, for you guys as well. And Ace, that's a really great question when it comes to AI. I think there's a fine line. I mean, I really do think it depends on the video. I'll go to my channel for a good example on it, I think. All right. Which, by the way, any of these videos, if you haven't watched them, are good videos to watch. But I will go to the main channel here. For me, I've experimented with AI in the past. Now, I look at it in two ways, okay? So if you're doing just like a normal Minecraft Let's Play, and I think that you could catch the globular feeling without using the AI, just like that, right? For me, I like trying to use these different tactics that we've talked about earlier and keep it within Minecraft as much as possible. But here's also the other thing, okay? This right here, this video is an AI thumbnail, but it was not the original thumbnail. And so for me, to see if anything would change, I think that you can use AI a little bit to switch it up. And this actually looks better than it did originally. And the same example right here, this only has 380 views. And so recently, I just ended up popping it off. And so, although this video has 18,000 views, and it's more Minecrafty and it did well, this right here also pops out even more. So it's definitely good to use just retrospectively. Now, I also made these Minecraft Forever World logos and the 1000 Days logos using the same AI software. So that can be very helpful. Now, for example, this is AI surviving Minecraft's desert down here. And it's very clear. It's just bad AI. Now, this is actually a very good... It's actually a very good video. I'll play a bit for you. With a horrible thumbnail that's very AI. But this is a members only video. And this is a members only video too. Which is 3 expert tricks about replay mod. Now, both of those are AI thumbnails, and they're horrible. Right? Although the contents inside are good. Oh, I'm on my second channel. So I can't show you. That's a bummer. Apologies about that. Let me see actually if I can... I'll go over to the main channel. Okay, let's see if we can take a look at it very quickly. So this is bad. And so surviving just in hardcore in real Minecraft, you want to actually do as much as you can to keep it Minecraft as possible. But this, with 31,000 views, the AI character, the person in the middle, that's AI. Like, that's not my Minecraft character, and I'm sure many of you guys know that. So a little bit of in between can be okay, I would say. But this is still a good video. Armor, which I say we can put. But as you can see, people wouldn't click on it. This is a whole series that people never got to see, actually. I survived 200 days in Minecraft Hardcore. We found the Silence armor trim, built ourselves a beautiful starter cottage, and made ourselves an awesome bridge, which was great. Until we died, but in order to not let that hard work go to waste, I've compiled the first 2 episodes together into a movie. So kick back, grab some snacks, and relax as I survived 200 days in Minecraft Hardcore. Alright guys, we're here. An official welcome to Hardcore Minecraft Season 4. So as you can see, I mean, it's a very high quality video. Like, it's really good. But the packaging, the thumbnail on it, is really not good at all. And so that will just make all of the difference in the world. That's just not good. And so AI is kind of a balance, and it also depends on your theme. Now, it's worth mentioning that this video with 22,000 views, this right here was also AI. This whole image is AI, but you can't really tell. So it's hard to know. There's times to do it, times not to do it. I wouldn't say that you should be necessarily on one side of the fence or the other. But for me, this right here, this Minecraft replay mod tutorial, this is my own thumbnail design, right? But actually, I think if we go and make a new slide right here, I think I can insert, I think I had an AI option for it as well. Maybe not, but I thought I did. I've been making a lot of thumbnails recently. No, I don't think I downloaded it. I made the executive decision, but for me, you know, I could have gone AI, and that could have maybe done better. But I wanted to keep it on theme right here. The main reason being, the most popular video on my channel right here has the exact same logo and the exact same theme. So as you can see, if we head back right there, I wanted to keep that consistent. I've done a lot of work on my visuals over the years. Thank you. Oh, I didn't know that ChatGPT had a subscription like that. That's cool. So anyway, we'll head we will head back into our channel reviews with Cuboid right here, who's also another good buddy. He has about 2,024K subscribers with 73 videos. And he does have a question: should I change my style? And for that, I think that we can think about his thumbnails in particular. So we can go and head on over to his portfolio as well. All right, and so we will first start on off with his description right here. And I think that it is actually very on brand with his portfolio, except for I do know him a little bit closer, and so I do think that he has been changing up his vibe recently, and so that's why he's asking about changing things. But he says, I'm Cuboid, that guy who makes videos about 2B2T and Constantim. Enjoy my videos, consider subscribing. Now this is good. He has his Discord right here. The one link with the blue sky I think is great as well. And if we look right here in his playlists, they're very organized. We have his most recent portfolio, which is UHC Ancestors, which I actually almost was the next person to partake in the series, actually. So thank you so much again for the invite. And then we have 2B2T, which is, I'm pretty sure, a very popular game mode, along with Constantum. And so I think that they're a little bit more like apocalypse versions of Minecraft, and I know that they're very popular. And so he kind of has three main series that he's done over time. And we will see as we head into his videos, as we look for other outliers, that, hey, we have a lot of really good work here. But there's things that we'll talk about that I see with trends that we could continue with. But the curious thing is whether or not he wants to continue with those trends in the first place. So that's kind of what it's all about. Now, when it comes to the most popular things that we see on his channel here, we can see 10 reasons not to play 2B2T, but Constantium. And then other videos that have done well, and we've talked about this earlier, is just having one block and a simple background, and then giving information about this block. And so this is still an underrated thing that you can do in Minecraft if you're willing to do the research as well. But it's very simple, neat, and punches out. So that's very helpful. And then right here, the why Fit does not make Constantium videos. Well, doing a little bit of trend surfing. And so doing these things could help you get some views over time. And then it's also worth mentioning when it comes to the 2B2T sort of videos. Which are about over here. Every single time that you mentioned either Constantium or 2B2T in the title, you'll see that it did well. Pretty much every single time. Now, this thumbnail didn't do well because it was too kind of congested. But for the most part, although there can be a lot, there could be a little bit more visual contrast right here. It seems like the logo that you have is something that the audience actually does resonate with. So I think that you could continue over time with that. And if this is actually the logo for 2B2T, having the most simple thing, and especially if you're being informative, as you can see down right here. Now, this is something that you could repeat time and time again and have a lot of success with. So I think that's worth mentioning. And then we have our most recent playthrough, which is a really great idea. And it's worth checking out Cuboid's channel for sure. But right here, we have UHC Ancestors, which is about when you die in the hardcore world, in ultra hardcore world, you give it to the next person. And so we can see that the more simple with the black background the thumbnail is, if we go to the playlist, actually, we can go to UHC Ancestors. The titles that are more simple, I think that the logo with the hardcore is actually really good. It would bring people back to it. But the more simple, as in your first one right here, the potions, and then the last one with the fire, regardless of it being a black background or not, I think that your character with a very simple one color background and then having some red to pop out, as you can see, really is something that you could lean into more going on in the future, although I know that your playthrough of the series is over. So I think that those are little helpful things, but Cuboid has really great quality. I think
in ultra hard,
just one of the only other little things, just, you know, and I'm a big believer of this, having B-roll elements, adding different visual aids to Minecraft can be so helpful.
for death is inevitable. When I meet my demise, someone else will be given this world on an updated version. And when they too falter, another will carry the flame. This is UHC Ancestors. Spawn Island has been well and truly neglected. At this point, I don't think I'm really going to do anything with the island, but it looks like.
So as you can see, a really, really good intro right there. I'm a big fan of it. I think he hits it really well. The logo goes in at about 23 seconds right here, which is a very big reason all of these things compounded into over 1,000+ views on the video. So that's really good. I think that in order to improve even on something like this, if your character was just facing the screen as opposed to looking like it's walking away, that can make a big difference. And then just adding extra little visual elements, as we were talking about earlier, I think that
from killing a wither,
besides just the gameplay angle, I think that you can always do a lot more when you have other sorts of angles with your commentary. But all in all, I mean, really good things. In terms of, and we can talk about this more, and if you guys would ever like to get extra coaching tips or any helpful advice and pick my mind, feel free to reach out to me in Discord, and I'm more than happy to give you some assistance. But when it comes to rebranding or changing, well, that does come up to you. I don't know what your ideas are for your next playthrough. And so we will have to have a discussion about that and see where you want to go and what your goals are with Minecraft and what sort of audience you want to build and all of those sorts of things. And so our next channel review for today comes in from Fiery Zane Studios, who has 314 subscribers, 106 videos, and he asks, when it comes to specific advice you're looking for in order to grow, looking for honest advice, not sure what's holding your videos back, thumbnail advice. If you watch the videos, editing advice would be nice. So we can give him some of that. We'll head into his YouTube channel right now and take a gander right here, and we'll give him a good old follow, of course. And so right here, we will first look into the first thing I wanted to talk about is your banner. Is such real visual real estate. You could do a lot with this. Even when it comes to like a call to action. So feel free to like have a little subscribe or something like this. And maybe even color grading or having your characters stand out a little bit more. This is a cool looking character and you could do a lot with this. Or even just having one red background in the back or something like this. Something to really have your character pop out. Even like your profile picture and match those color themes as well. I think you could do a lot with that. Now, I think that this is a punchy description, and I'm not trying to be political at all when it comes to using AI. But I do know that if you're really trying to grow an audience, know that if the first thing that you have is don't use AI, then it'll turn some of your audience or potential fans off. Because they might like you and your content, but they may also be a proponent of AI and technology. So I think that's worth keeping in mind as well. And so once again, we'll go into our outlier method and we can try to see what are the things that are working versus what are the things that are not working as much. Right here we have, I drew Minecraft mobs from memory. Good thumbnail too. I like that. I joined Minecraft free edition. I'm not really sure what that is. It sounds interesting. Oh, and then a good idea. Once again, Minecraft education is actually something that I think is pretty underrated and it's worth getting into. So Gastling and the Happy Gast mod review, any sort of value that you can give to the audience, I think is very helpful nowadays. And don't get me wrong, I love having a Minecraft channel myself where it's only Let's Play, but I think that it feels good to provide value, and there's a lot of people that could use the help. If any of this has been helpful for you guys so far, please do consider leaving a like on the stream. Now, this one right here, we have, can ChatGPT teach me redstone? This is a little bit of trend surfing, which I think is a good thing to do, whether it be a Minecraft trend or even adding other trends in too. ChatGPT AI is very popular right now, so if you want to do an experimental one-off video, I think that that's really good, or even a trend that you could hop into based on that success, or even doing mod reviews. Clearly, you have the skills and the expertise to give a really good mod review. And I know that because you could do so much more with the thumbnail design, with even just having a white kind of banner in the middle of them, or even just, you know, closer, more in-depth, better angles of the ghasts themselves. But you've done a whole lot with that, 4.2 thousand views. So there's a whole lot you can do there. Now, when it comes to the thumbnails right here, we have a little bit of some big text going on right here. A little bit too big text and too much text. We see the same right here. And And this, yeah, just a little bit too much text. Now, this is a good one right here. I made a Minecraft RPG mod, but it doesn't have too many views.
What's going on, which means I've got a mod in progress, and I'm going to show you what I've got so far. We have structure, a few items, and tools.
I think that if it was a different style of video, you probably would have still had an audience, but I know that since you're promising a mod, and by that point I don't see anything about the mod and you're just talking about it, then I'm going to click off. And so again, that first little bit of time is so important. Hey Daisy, I hope that you're doing well. Happy Tuesday. I know that this is a little different than what we normally do, but I'm really trying to, I don't know, step into an educator role. I feel like I have a good amount of experience by now. So again, I hope that this is being helpful for you guys. So once again, working on a little bit more visual contrast, popping out. There's a lot of little things that you can do when it comes to thumbnail design. For example, if I was to make a project right here, let's just put in any little thing. I generated this earlier, actually. And so that is not my original design. And then maybe I put in lesson 1 right here, that text, right? Oop. Now, in order to make this text pop out, I can do a whole lot. I'm going to rasterize it really quickly. I can add a drop shadow. And I'll bring that down, bring that up a little bit. I'm also going to bevel and emboss it. Bring out the depth in a way that I think is kind of cool. And then I'll add a stroke to it as well. Kind of make that one pop out a little bit. Why don't I add an inner glow to it? Make it white. Now, just these little things that I'm going to do to add to it are going to add so much to it. Now I'm going to make it a little bit brighter. Actually, we'll make it a little bit bigger too. And then just using little tactics like that. Now, if we head on back, you can see that it's pretty clear on what it is that we're talking about. You know, maybe I'll add the brightness and actually make it pop out even more. And then if I wanted to add something else in, I could just make this one a little bit smaller right here. And then I'm looking for PNG. Well, thank you. Yes, we are self-proclaimed yappers for sure. And I'm okay with that. Let's see. Okay, let's see what we can do with this guy right here. Okay, so I'm going to have my pickaxe. I'm going to do literally pretty much every single one of those same things. Maybe I'll drop down the opacity for this right here. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to take an arrow. Have to rasterize this guy too. Make him super big, of course. Flip it horizontally. And then boom, just like that. Now, if I wanted to package this as in how to get iron on day 1, or secret tools of the axe, you know, or maybe I can even, just to make it stand out even more, I can blur the background, right? Bam. And just like that. Now, those little things, thinking about what's going to pop out, that can be very helpful. And I think that thinking about those elements when we're in here, right, keeping it simple, hopefully that's a good transition, right? This is good, but we could have done more on the intro. But you want to keep it as simple as possible. And that only took me, 2 minutes. 2 minutes or so. So work smart. Work smart. And then lastly, we're going to get into a good buddy of mine, Etat, and this guy has really got it going on. He is an example of someone that we can take a lot of tips from. Although Etat, I'm going to flex on you, dude. Look at my views versus yours recently, man. I've been popping off. But that'll go into my literally my only criteria when it comes to this channel. Now, Etat, based on his aesthetic, chill Minecraft, has exactly that, both in his profile picture, even though it's not Minecraft related, and in his banner as well. Now, when it comes to video outliers, you can see that he has a very successful channel and has a lot of good things going on. And you can also see that he's been learning. And I want to show this very quickly. He has originally focused on hardcore, and you can see that he did the transition sort of style back here, and that worked for him. And so he also realized that the big hardcore text and then also having himself were things that were working. The dragon fight is always very difficult as a Minecraft YouTuber to have a good thumbnail with. But then when he started a new Let's Play, he ended up continuing with his design, but you'll see that the second episode, he has the lines going in the middle, and he started to experiment with that, going into more and more successful episodes. You can see we have 2.9 views right here when he does the line, but then the next videos that he makes without them don't do as well. And so we get to the joy of building in Minecraft, which is his most recent series, and it's absolutely incredible. I highly recommend taking a look at it. And this is very simple, but people just likes the promise, and he has very many good things going on in his videos. And then right here we have the adventure begins, really getting into it, kind of building off of the promise, and the video itself really delivers. We'll watch it for a second
I
here.
recently got extremely burnt out on my previous hardcore Minecraft series. I learned that building a perfect world is just not possible, and I held unrealistic expectations for myself.
Boom. And there are many good things going here. First off, the use of different cinematic angles. I don't know if you can hear it, but he's directly talking to a pain point, realizing that no forever world, no Minecraft world is going to be perfect.
Burnt out on my previous hardcore Minecraft series.
Talking about getting burnt out playing Minecraft, which is something that many people can relate to. And so hitting those pain points right off the rip with different cinematic angles and very soft music, as you can see.
Expectations for myself. Now I'm starting a new journey. A journey that feels genuine and nostalgic.
And then delivering the promise, which he was able to keep up on, of a new journey. And so that continued, and he realized that the crosses right here, especially with From Surface to Bedrock, The Joy of Building, with 140,000 views, that this did well. And you can also see that he noticed that his character, when he outlined it with that white outline, that did well too. And so you can see that in the next video, with the cross. And then he tried something else, a little bit more of the simplistic, very pretty side, and that did even just as well, or very well as well. So he continues up with that design. You can see the donkey this time actually has the white outline. And so he keeps on doing that. A difference right here with the bee in the middle, but you can see that the build itself, to make sure that the contrast is popped out, make sure that you can see what the build is. And then you can see a very pretty looking interior as well, and the ballad of the bees. Well, clearly he's delivering on the promise of what he's doing. So just tons of really good things that you can see right here. And usually you can see that not only does the title and the thumbnail match, but usually the packaging is hit as well. For example, I haven't watched his most recent video, but I'm sure instantly you're pretty
Absolutely.
captivated.
Take care. Stay safe. Oh. What was that? Is that Leakman?
And as we've been talking about, with a very big hook, the intro, within 15 to 30 seconds, right up here, the intrigue has started off. Within 18 seconds, we have the ender pearls, and something is clearly happening. So he's delivering on that process the entire time. So, again, really incredible things. I think that when you see something is working, you want to see what you can do to build upon that. And so what I see working is just really also continuing to do the thing. Guys, there are phantoms. There are phantoms outside. 1 second. I have to go to sleep in my Minecraft world. Cobb, I'm trying to drop some facts right now. I think that this has been very, very value driven. Boom, and we're back. Man, I've been doing this for 5 Minecraft days. Oh, I hit the wrong button again. Okay. But I think that a mixture of really trying to experiment, because no one has it down perfect, with the style where we have the cross in the middle, which people definitely can recognize you for. But if you have something that from a distance really kind of has like a visual drop off, and that you can pop it out with that appeal, just like the Iron Forge that we have right here, just like the dark tree that we have in the Cemetery for Lost Souls. If you really have that thing, then I would share it. But if you don't as much, and you want to really bring focus to it, then either have yourself and then the build with an outline on it, or have that cross transition. Are I think 2 tips that we can really take from his channel. And so we are just about to get into a quick Q&A session. If you have any specific questions about how you would like to grow your own channel, anything that you are specifically trying to focus on yourself, I am all ears, and I would love to be able to respond to you and get back to you. But just firstly, very quick, I did want to mention that if you would ever like to actually improve on those visual angles, and kind of just fix a lot of these problems that we saw when it comes to not being able to have another angle or another perspective, or even if you have those cinematics, to really be able to show them in the way that gets you that growth and that audience retention, and all of these things that we were talking about here at the beginning of our review session today. I highly recommend. I've put a whole ton of time into the replay mod starter kit, and I want you to imagine making Minecraft videos that boost your views and build a dedicated audience all in 1 hour. Now, if we look at my Minecraft channel, I don't think that there's really anything that really makes me stand apart. but I do know that if we go to my most popular videos, all of them are going to have, and I'll turn off the video, a very, very high visual appeal when it comes to just being able to make cinematics and showing off those angles. And although it took me a very long time myself in order to figure this out, I've really put it into a system for you guys that you can literally learn it in 1 hour. Like I wouldn't be lying if you couldn't just figure it out in 1 hour. This is a 1 hour masterclass right here. And you can preview the quality of it with this video that we have right here. But if you ever want to learn more about it, you can always hit learn more right here. There's plenty of different descriptions. We have different digital assets if you click on the PDFs right here. But this is going to be the lowest price for it yet. Pretty much ever, actually ever. The replay mod starter kit is only $9 on page right now, but for the next couple of sales, I think there's only 7 left. You can get it on a one-time bundle right here, I think only for like $8, and you get a discount too. And the first 50 people will get a free full growth YouTube workshop. Just like this, but even more in depth with everything that I know kind of systematized. But what you get right here is a 75-minute crash course, replay mod essentials, a PDF pack, all the things that you need in order to be successful, just like me. You also get access to every cinematic that I've ever made. So even if you just don't have time and want to add some extra angles to your videos, you can click on any of those and use any of them. We also have a private creator Discord with everyone that gets this package and channel members as well. Just a place where you can really grow with other people and get that feedback. And once again, this is the lowest price. It's not going to be like this forever, but you can learn at your own pace. If there was a time to get it, especially with the workshop right here, if you have found value for this, this is definitely worth taking a look at. It is the minecraftcreator.com. You can find it links in the channel description, and I highly, highly recommend taking a look at my systematized knowledge if you can see that there's something of value to be had here. But once again, as well, if you'd like for me to review your channel, which is absolutely free, take a look at the Minecraft channel review, which is linked down in the description below, but I'm going to leave the floor open for a minute or so and see if we have any questions about your specific Minecraft YouTube channels. And maybe I can actually hang out in the Minecraft world for a second too. Oh, that's a great question, Cobb. Using YouTube Shorts to grow your channel. So here's what I think. I have two conflicting perspectives on it. Let me grab a sip of water very quickly. And then actually, let me see if I can also take out my Minecraft screen. And overlay it over here. And then we'll take the window capture. Hey, I think I'm figuring out this stream thing. Bada boom. Let me grab a quick sip of water. I have a good answer for that. Now, I once again have two conflicting perspectives on it. But I'm gonna listen to myself while I'm giving you advice, because I probably should listen to it too, although I'm not necessarily following it 100%. But the research that I've done when it comes to doing shorts is that yes, it can gain people, but I'm sure that you know that the type of viewer and their actual level of engagement with you is way different, right? So the numbers pretty much say that it's about 90% or so, or about 1 to 2% of your viewers from shorts will actually convert onto your long form. Now, that being said, for the last couple of months, I've done a lot of shorts and I have done a lot of community posts just to see how that would work. And now that I do long form things, there are a lot of people that will come and tune in. And I don't know where they've found me from, but I honestly don't think it's probably from short form. But that being said, I think nowadays in the digital marketplace, I think that one of the most important things to keep in mind is that having an audience of people is actually going to be one of the most important things, I think, in the future. And so using short form in order to be a first buy-in, a first impression, a first look at of someone that is on other platforms and is delivering more, I think that funneling that conversion is very important. But I do also think that for me, like you are that lumberjack in the red and the black shirt, right? And I am the monk in the orange robes. And so we stand out, and that's an important thing. And so I'd be more than okay if someone that's on TikTok sees the orange robe guy 5 times without even thinking about it, and then goes on YouTube, clicks onto a good thumbnail, and is like, oh my god, it's the orange robe guy. You know what I mean? So I think that there's really something to be said about that, and having those impressions. So I do think that there's a place for it, and I do think that there's also really a lot of potential. And I've been focusing a lot more on driving value. I think that I was bringing a lot lower quality content to short form. I think that it is actually, even if you don't do it as consistently, bring the highest quality that you can, especially with AI coming. And so I think that using short form is the best way to get yourself out there in the way that, what's a good product example? I don't know, the invention of the bagel. You know, there was only bread and toast, and then people started seeing bagels. And then eventually people were led into a full bagel shop, or, whatever it is. And it's like, oh, this is the real deal. I think that there's a place for it. But knowing how to balance your time between your long form and your short form can be very difficult, I think. But man, great question. That's a good question. And man, run date 2048. That's insane. Any more questions, y'all? And once again, thank you for spending your time. Hopefully this has been valuable for you guys. If you'd ever like some more one-on-one feedback, reach out to me on Discord. I'd be more than happy to help you out. Oh, and also let me know what you guys think of the new profile picture here on the second channel, and what do you think about me bringing it to the main channel? I don't know. I don't know if I should switch it up or not. And also, y'all, I haven't had any music in the background, and I know that because I'm recording this. I don't know how long I've been streaming. Almost 2 hours. I've streamed 4 hours today. But this is all video. Just for the second channel. Which, anyway, it has been so wonderful to have you guys here to hang out with and spend some time with. This will be put into a video. I'm kind of gonna condense it down and hopefully give some more tips and most importantly, use the feedback that I gave to you guys. If this has been helpful for you, definitely take a look at the Replay Mod Starter Kit. It is your one-stop shop if you're starting out a channel. In order to improve your visuals, you can do everything that I do in just 1 hour, and the best price that you'll ever get on it is right now. Anyway, my name is Mentor Slip. On the main channel, we will have a Wake Up With Me in Minecraft stream, but I will see you all very soon. Thank you so much for watching.